Hey guys, welcome back to Budget with ajulydreamer. My name is Miranda, and on this channel I share with you personal finance content, my personal finances. I talk about saving, investing, budgeting, and all of that good jazz. And of late I have also been sharing with you days in my life, sharing with you vlogs of what I'm doing, my travels, and all of that good jazz. So I hope you enjoy that type of content. If you do, then please subscribe if you haven't already, and also like this video. So today's video is going to be about my May 2025 monthly reset. So you guys know it already if you watch my videos. It's all about books, budgeting, and planning. That's what we cover in these videos, and today's video is no exception. So today is Wednesday the 23rd of April when I'm filming this on my lunch break. I am so excited to cover May, and there's just so many things that are planned for May, and I'm very excited about that. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So for this video, we're going to start off first with the books, and I've put them here purposefully because I do want to cover books first, and I do have my trusted mobile here because you guys know your girl tracks everything, and I mean everything. So I've got my notes app, but I also use Notion to track like the books that I'm reading and all of that good jazz. So for the month of April, we still have a week to go, so there's still hope for me yet. But for the month of April, I believe I have read 2 books so far. I read The Inmate by Frida McFadden as part of my book club. So my friends and I formed a book club. There's 3 of us. No, 4 now. There's 4 of us now, but only 3 of us met up recently to discuss The Inmate. It was exceptional. I do love Frida McFadden's way of writing books. Different from Colleen Hoover, but very similar to B.A. Paris. I love how they write their books, and also very similar to David Baldacci, one of my favorite authors of all time. For me, when I'm reading these books, it's kind of like they are playing a movie in my head, and sometimes I choose a character that I want to be. Sometimes I'm the lead until certain books surprise me, and I'm just like, chop. Like, what is going on here? But yeah, so it was such a good book. Then the second book that I listened to, so The Inmate, I read on my Kindle. Then the second book, which is The Body Keeps the Score, this one I listened to on my Audible. I have had this book for years, and I think I've already listened to this book like years ago, but then I restarted again, listened to it, and it's so apt. Like, a lot of things clicked, especially now that I am in therapy, just to break some bad habits, and I'm not in therapy so that I can deal with bad things better. I'm in therapy to break the patterns already, that I have developed as a coping mechanism over the years. So yeah, but this book really spoke to me, and it kind of like brought in a new perspective than I had years ago when I read it. So yeah, but I've read 2 books. My intention was to read at least 4 books. Like I said, there's still a week to go, and I really wanted to finish listening to The Principles by Ray Dalio. I just haven't gotten into it. I'm listening to that one on Spotify. I just don't know why I haven't been listening to that one. But yeah, and then there are other 2 books on Audible that I have started, but they're just not clicking. But anyway, so those are the books that I wanted to read. Like I said, I wanted to read 4. I have read 2, which is not bad at all. I'm very proud of myself. Like last month of March, I think I read 4 or 5 books, which is crazy. But February, I barely read a book. So I kind of like, I do have these ups and downs. But yeah, so those are the books that I read in the month of April. For the month of May, I do have my list. Colleen Hoover is still here. So this Colleen Hoover book that I have, this one is Too Late. I haven't started reading it. I thought I had, but I don't know. Just anyway, yeah, but Too Late by Colleen Hoover. So a breathtaking psychological suspense about obsession and dangerous love. The definitive edition of Too Late from the #1 best-selling author of Verity. I loved Verity. Scared the bejesus out of me, but I love Verity. So I'm excited to read this one as well. The second book, which has arrived today, and it's the book from the book club, where I've decided to read The Silent Patient. One of my friends who recommended it has read one of the books that Alex Michaelfield has. Is that how you pronounce it? Anyway, this person, apologies for butchering the name. The author of this book has written, so she recommended it, and we're like, okay, especially after reading The Inmate, we were like, okay, let's try another psychological thriller to freak the bejesus out of us. So I think that's what it's going to be, but I don't even know, to be honest. But yeah, so that's the second book. The third book is going to be the magic of thinking big. I've been wanting to read this. This is actually one of the books that I got inspired by her influence on TikTok, and she talks about finances. So I'm like, let's see. Yeah, so I'm excited to read this one. I don't know when I'll start, but I've got The Magic of Thinking Big. And then the final one, which I've already started reading, is The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. Everybody's been talking about this, everyone and their grandmother. So the principle of it is very simple, but I think maybe it's because it's so simple that a lot of us ignore it or don't give it as much power as it deserves. But I'm already a chapter and a half in, and I'm loving it so far. So I'm excited to finish reading this book. So these are the books that I am reading. So The Let Them Theory, this is one of the books. Then The Magic of Thinking Big, second book. The Silent Patient, third book. And then the fourth book is Colin Hoover. I do still have a lot of books on my Audible and on my Spotify. I haven't got anything on my Kindle because I've still got a lot of books that I need to read. So that is something that I'm working on. I'm telling myself, until you've finished reading the hard copies and listening to the ones that you have on your Audibles, no buying of books on my Kindle. And same thing with my Audible, but my Audible is a bit different because I will get credit. I have a subscription, so we'll see. But yeah, so that is the books portion of it. But I have loved the two books that I've read in April, and I'm very excited for May. Although May is shaping out to be like a very, very busy month, I don't know how much time I'll have to read, but I have to force myself to read. But yeah, so that is the books portion of this video. Let us move to planning. I want to do the budget last because I did share with you mid-month budget check-in plus also the mock budget for May. So there won't be a lot of things that I want to cover for the month of May. So we've got my trusted notebook here. So this notebook just says the big plans for the future, and then I do have my planner here which just says 2025 on it. That's it. So if we go in here, because again I write everything down, we're going to start off first with my April goals. So like I said, we still have a week to go, so some of these I may accomplish or may not accomplish, but it doesn't really matter. So I group all my goals into 4 buckets. So I said for the first bucket, which is financial, I wanted to restart saving for my emergency fund. I have had a lot more expenses this month than I realized, so haven't done that. Pay extra towards my loans. I've been able to do this because it is my goal to pay off all my loans before the end of the year, so being able to do that. Then the second bucket of goals is lifestyle goals. So for these ones, I say to attend therapy weekly. I have been doing that, and I've got one more therapy session next week before the month ends. So got that for me. So I'm gonna tick that one. Go to the spa or to the theater. Funny thing, like literally funny thing. Yesterday I got invited to go see Paper Swan in the theater next week. And I was just like, it was meant to be. So I'm going to theater on the last day of the month. I'm very excited about that. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the theater. So we'll tick this off when it actually does happen. It hasn't happened yet. And go to Pilates. I'm going to Pilates this weekend. So you guys will be seeing this video on the Sunday, I would have gone on the Saturday. And I don't know if I'll edit this video on the Saturday or the Sunday, but most likely might edit a little bit earlier because I've got plans for the weekend. So, but anyway, I'm going this weekend. It's already been booked. Just need to turn up. So I'm excited about that. So that was the second bucket. The third bucket is travel. So the first item I had here was to book my flight to my home country, Zambia. I did do this. Funny thing though, so I booked my flight. Very excited about the trip. Can't wait, started planning. As an adult, I've never been to Livingstone to see the Victoria Falls. And I was planning with my cousin, ABC, we're going to do what have you, what have you. And everything was great. A week into the month, I got an email from the airline to say, oh, your flight has changed. I was gonna fly on a Sunday, 10 a.m. and they changed the flight to 9 p.m. I was like, okay, I'm gonna lose about a day here due to traveling, but that's okay. It's still on track. Then 2 days later, I got an email because I booked so I went onto Skyscanner. That's what I used to book flights. Went onto Skyscanner, and on Skyscanner, I chose booking.com because they're a trusted party. So I use booking.com to book the flight. So my agent for booking this flight is booking.com, but the airline does have my email address, so they're able to communicate with me and say, everything that's happening with the flight. So I was like, okay, cool. But I get an email from booking.com and they're like, oh, your flight has been canceled, request a refund. I'm like, no, they just said it changed time, not canceled. So I ignored that email thinking it's a scam. Then they sent me another email like hours later. I'm like, I looked at it, I checked the email, everything was legit. And I was like, why am I not getting an option? Because the trip is a month and a half away. Why am I not getting an option to be like, okay, either request a refund and book with another airline, or we can offer you another day when you can travel. Like, I didn't get any of that. I just got one option, and that was to request a refund, and there is no explanation whatsoever. Today, when I'm filming this video, I did contact booking.com. I'm like, I still haven't heard anything. Like, the booking still shows in your app. They're like, yes, because we're still waiting for the airline to confirm everything. But they told us that all of these flights that our clients have booked have been cancelled. So now we're just waiting for them to send us a refund. So we are 3 weeks in and I still don't have my refund, and I'm getting annoyed. So this is all to say I did book the ticket, but it's been cancelled. So it's a yes and a nay at the same time. And then the second goal I had was to go on a solo trip. I haven't been able to go on a solo trip this month at all. I think because everything has just been so uncertain with the flight, with the trip for, I was planning to go next month. I've just not been in the mood to look for flights, what have you. I've got even credits with BA that I want to use for a trip, but I just wanted to be sure that I'm for sure not traveling next month so that I can start booking other trips. But after the confirmation I got today, I'm going to go ahead at work and just readjust my vacation and just cancel what I need to cancel and all of that. So I was just like, I was very annoyed by all of this, but yeah, so that's where we are with travel. So zero travel, and this is the first month I am going without going abroad in April, which is not a bad thing, but it's also a bad thing for me because my goal is to travel every single month. Even though I know I've got a week before the month ends, I do know that I'm not planning to go abroad at all. Maybe I can get on the Eurostar and go to Europe, but honestly, no, I'm not planning any of that. So yeah, anyway, so that is on travel. On wellness goals, I only had two, and that is one, to continue learning how to swim, which I've been doing, so let's tick that. And two is to start learning how to ride a bike. I can't ride a bike, y'all. Like, I cannot. I tried once as a kid and I've got a big scar on my big toe to prove it. Like, I hurt myself so bad that I never went back. But I think it's a nice life skill to have. And when I have kids, I want to be able to go bike riding with them. Like, not extremes, but just like the park, on when we visit the farms and stuff like that. So I want to be able to do that. So yeah, I learning how to ride a bike. My friend is planning to teach me this weekend. So wish me luck, you guys. But I'm not gonna tick it or cross it out just yet because I'm not sure yet if it's gonna happen or not, but I'm hoping it will. But yeah, so those were my goals for the month of for the month of April. So now what we're going to do is we are going to quickly look at the goals for the month of May. Now, I had written these goals already like 2 weeks ago, but I've had to cross out a couple of them because the month itself is busy. And the ones that I've had to cross out have been travel goals. So I've got nothing right now for travel. Like I said, I've just haven't been in the mood to like book anything, but I know I'm going to go somewhere in May. I just don't know where. That is like where I am right now. I am at stalemate right now. So yeah, anyway, for the month of May, these are the goals that I have planned for my life. First, financial goals. So I would like to book and pay for my boiler to be serviced. So now that we're going into spring, well, we are in spring right now, and I want to take this opportunity to have my boiler serviced so that I can look at it and just make sure it is all honky-dory. It's been working extremely hard over the winter, so I just want to make sure that, yeah, it makes sense. And two, part of my home insurance is to make sure that I service my boiler every 18 months. And I think the 18 months is either coming up next month or the month after. I'm not really sure, but I know it's coming up. So I figured I service my boiler so that it remains covered by my insurance. So that's one of the reasons. The second thing is to pay for my DVLA by annual fee. So for the car tax, I pay twice a year. So it's coming up in May, and they've already sent me the bill. When I made the mock budget video, I did say that at that point they hadn't sent me the letter yet to let me know how much it will be. I now know how much it will be, so that's all hunky-dory. So that is on the financial goals. I'm not trying to do too much with the financial goals. I'm just trying to live life. That's all I'm doing. The second bucket is lifestyle goals. So with lifestyle goals, we're a little bit busy in May. So I know for the first weekend in May, me and my two best friends are going to the Millennial concert. So I think we're going to see Trey Songz and some of the artists. I'm very excited by this. So I'm excited about that. And then I have here to attend Reformer Pilates. My really good friend that I'm attending Pilates with this weekend, she's the same one I'm going to be attending Pilates with next month. So this is a standing thing. So I've added it in there, and then I've also added to meet up with a friend of mine. So this friend of mine, we met in a 5 a.m. club, and I'm excited to meet up with her. We try to meet at least once a quarter. We started last year to do this meetup thing. So, and it's her birthday next month, and she wants to do a spa. So I don't mind doing that. We were going to do something completely different, but we realized it makes sense just to do a spa. So I am going to confirm with her, because I haven't confirmed yet. I'm going to confirm with her, and we're going to do a spa, and maybe potentially I might join her for her birthday dinner. So that is on a lifestyle. Travel, like I said, has got nothing, purely because I don't know where I want to go, especially because everything has been in flux with the flights not properly being cancelled and my money not being refunded. So, but for now, it's blank until I figure out exactly. So hopefully by Wednesday next week, when this month officially ends, I'll have had something in there for travel. I definitely know I want to go somewhere in May. I just don't know where. Okay, the fourth bucket here is wellness goals, and this one is also a little bit busy. So the first one is my friends and I, we are meeting a wellness coach, and she has invited us to her local gym. So we'll be doing a workout with her in our local gym, which I'm excited about. And then I'm running a 7K for charity in May with my friends. And then I've also added the 2 from April, which is to continue learning how to ride a bike and also continue learning how to swim. So those are my goals. It just feels like it's a lot. And previously there was also travel in here. And like I said, every single, like the whole month of May is busy, and for me, you guys know that if every single weekend is occupied with something, then I'm extremely busy, because I prefer to have a weekend just to myself where there is nothing scheduled. I'm just here at home vegging it out. I prefer to have it that way. But for the month of May, I'm just looking at my calendar for the month of May. First weekend busy, second weekend busy, third weekend busy, fourth weekend busy, and then the final Saturday of the month I was meant to be traveling, and I'm intending to be traveling still. So we shall see. But yeah, so that is the plan. Well, those are my plans for the month of May. Very, very excited, especially about the charity run, working out with my wellness coach in her gym, going to the concert. Yo, I'm going to see Trey songs. I'm very excited about this. Like, very, very excited about seeing Trey songs. But yeah, so that is the plan. So we've done the books, we've done the plans, and now we're going to do the budget. I am going to just, because I've written everything down, I'm just going to walk you guys through what I shared quickly and briefly in my what was it? My mid-month budget check-in, where I shared with you my mock budget for May. Not a lot of changes for me. So like I think I've mentioned this before in the past, like my style of budgeting. So for me, my style of budgeting is I get paid in the middle of the month, but I budget from the first to the last day of the month. I'm going to be making changes in the second half of the year, but for now, this is my current budgeting style where I get paid in the middle of the month, but I budget for the first to the end of the month. So all of my bills, I mean, every single one of my bills, excluding two subscriptions and my second mobile. Everything else comes out on the first day of the month. Now, I've had questions in the past about why I don't move everything. It was an effort to all get them to the first day of the month. I honestly don't want to do that again. I'll only do it if I'm changing providers. Yeah. I only change the dates if I'm changing providers. And I think for me, for many years, I've kept it this way because a lot of companies in the UK, they pay you at the end of the month. So paying my bills first of the month made sense. But the company I work for and the one I work for prior to that and the one prior to that pays and paid in the middle of the month. Purely because the companies I've worked for have mainly been American companies. So a lot of them kind of like paid me in the middle of the month, which I don't mind. So because I get paid in the middle of the month, I don't often spend between the middle of the month and the end of the month. I rarely spend. The only thing I spend on is my investments. So when I get paid, the only things that come out is my investments and my debts. And my debts, I mean my two loans that I'm trying to repay back. That's it. So I have minimal spending between the middle to the end of the month so that I leave all the money until the beginning of the new month, and that's when all of my bills go out. So my mortgage, my advanced mortgage, sorry, council tax, my electricity and gas. So my camera decided to run out of space as I was talking about my bills, and I don't blame it. But anyway, let's continue with the budget portion of this video. So I had spoken about the bills that I have that come out on the first day of the month. So my mortgage, advanced mortgage, my council tax, gas and electric, and then for the month of May, we're also having my car tax come through. I said, I pay for that twice a year. Then I've got my life insurance and then my income protection insurance as well. Then my mobile, my gym membership, my spa membership, my dental membership, my travel insurance, Barclays, Avios, and my Netflix. All of these come out on the first day of the month. Then there is other stuff that I have that come out between the 5th and about middle of the month, and these are my wellness coach, my investment with Hargreaves and Lansdowne. This one I want to change to like the 15th, so see, I'll look into that. My Audible subscription, I've changed my Disney subscription. I used to pay for it annually until they increased the price. Like, it's ridiculous how much. So I've gone to the $4.99 one, which I think has ads. I don't mind. So And then they're splitwise up as well, so these come out. And then, like I said, I have my debt and my investments coming out just after I get paid. So in terms of my budget outside of my taxes, there isn't anything surprising that's coming up. And I don't think I've got any subscriptions as well, because I like to check that every single month. And in this planner that I have, I've written all the subscriptions by month. So for the month of May, outside of the DVLA, which is my car tax, I don't have anything else coming up, which is great for me. So we are good in terms of subscriptions, so nothing too surprising there. What else? I don't know yet how much it's going to cost me to service my boiler. This is one of the things that I need to look into. I need to find a tradesman that can do that for me. And yeah, I seem to be like really good about ensuring that the boilers in my rental properties are serviced annually, and I have subscription for that. But I don't seem to be that good with my own home, so maybe we need to sit down and look into that a little bit more. But with the budget, not expecting anything surprising. Touch wood. But yeah, that's the video, you guys. I am at home. Obviously, I work from home. Obviously, not obviously to people who are new to my channel, but it has been raining. It's been gray all morning, and my lunchtime is actually looking like it's still 7 a.m. in the morning, but that's okay. It's cold, so I've got my cardigan on, even though I'm wearing a sundress. I'm cold. So, and I've got my blanket on as well because it is that cold. I should put the heating on, but it feels like cheating since it's April. But we shall see. So anyway, that is the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video real soon.